Welcome to Teachers Tech Talk with your hosts, Elizabeth Florence and Anna Loftus.
Welcome to our first Teachers Tech Talk Vodcast. We're here to talk anything and everything tech-worthy for teachers, so let's talk tech. So, for any newbies out there, Vodcast stands for Video Podcast, so we hope you enjoy our first crack at this Vodcast thing. If you are watching this Vodcast, then you most likely listened to episode 1 of Teachers Tech Talk podcast. Not only that, but you want to learn more about using screen annotation icebreakers to get to know your students and for them to get to know each other. We decided to make this Vodcast because we got so much positive feedback on our social media pages about the content we talked about on the first podcast, which was all about virtual icebreakers, so we just wanted to give you guys a chance to learn a little bit more info.
In the first podcast, we talked about an activity called Where in the World, using Zoom screen sharing and annotation software. The instructor would pull up an image and students would annotate their locations on the screen. In the podcast, we were only able to talk about this, but now in the Vodcast, you can see this in action.
So, looking at this map, we can see that although all students are talking in real time, they are actually in different locations. Tom is in Montana, Jada is in Iowa, Lisa is in Texas, and Joe is in California. Providing students with this type of information about their classmates and their instructors is a great way to help students see how far away their classmates are and how connected online learning can make them feel. When students are working on a group project during the semester, not only will they be able to put a name to a face, but also a location to a face. So when Joe says he can't meet because he's busy, we'll know he may have headed to the beach in California for the day. So, because we have received a lot of positive feedback on this type of icebreaker on our social media and text machine, we want to give you other ways you could use this type of idea of screen annotation to break the ice.
The icebreaker activity you choose could also provide a segue to face-to-face meetings later if that is the desired outcome. Let's take a look at the next example on the screen called Study Break Spots. To do this, the instructor could pull up a map of the campus and have students indicate their favorite study spot. Tuck and Rob prefer to study at the library, where Amy does her best work on the lawn outside. Sarah, on the other hand, likes the hustle and bustle of the campus center. This would be perfect for blended classes, where students can actually be required to come to campus every once in a while. It would be an awesome way to give students a chance to get to know each other online before they meet in class for the first time. Not only this, but if students ever have to meet in person for a group meeting, they could rotate between Tuck, Sarah, and Rob and Amy's favorite spots on campus.
Using screen annotation as an icebreaker could also be very subject-specific and provide an added informal assessment of student ability. For instance, this next icebreaker called Let's Talk Lit would be perfect for a literature class. The instructor could project a poem like this classic from Anne Bradstreet and ask students to circle one word they find interesting, intriguing, or confusing in some way and be prepared to tell why they chose it. This could spark several conversations, especially if multiple students circled the same word. As you can see, Jalen and Melissa circled the word mines and rivers, respectively. The teacher may discover they both circled these words because they are oddly capitalized. You can also see that Evie circled the word recompense. The teacher may find she circled it because she doesn't know what it means.
But just remember, the icebreaker doesn't have to be serious at all. In fact, it can be downright silly. Laughter can also break the ice. For example, the instructor could use this next example called Emoji That. They could project a screen of emojis and ask students to circle an emoji that best represents them on a Monday morning, or before getting on a plane, or after eating their favorite meal, etc. This can bring about some interesting and funny stories.
Elizabeth, I like this one a lot. Let's try it right now between us. I'll set the stage. So, seeing as you're a high school teacher and unlike me working at a college, you do indeed get a summer vacation every year. So, annotate what emoji best describes you when you wake up on the last day of school knowing you have the whole summer off ahead of you after you get through the day.
I'd have to choose the dude with the sunglasses. The glasses and that smile, that's me for sure.
Yeah, I can totally see that. So if I was living the life of a teacher and actually got the summer off, I'd have to pick the emoji with the smile and the tear because I would literally be crying happy tears of joy. The tear could also mean sweat because I'd likely be tanning out at the pool all summer long.
That was so fun doing that little icebreaker in real time. But unless you're ever going to be a teacher, it's more like a dream for you.
Ugh, I know, tell me about it, you are so right. But to our audience, if you found these virtual icebreaker tips and examples useful or have other strategies you want to share, please let us know. Reach out to us through our contact info and social media pages, which are up on the screen.
Don't forget to tune in to Teachers Tech Talk podcast every Tuesday at 4 p.m. to learn other strategies for using technology in the classroom. Don't forget, we're here to talk anything and everything tech-worthy, so let's talk tech.